Breathing down, breathing down. Oh dear. Hello, hello, hello. Oops. Yes. We should be live. Oops, and we are. Hopefully my mic's on if anybody's listening. Let me just say a quick hello to everybody. Hi everyone. Put a little exclamation there though. Alrighty then, could you be? Is everybody there? Hopefully everyone can hear me, everyone can see me, and when I say everybody I mean there's no viewers at the minute, but that's fine, you can always watch it tomorrow. Okay, so we're going to carry on working with the same track that we've been working with, but we're going to talk about arpeggios. We've been talking about a lot of pentatonic stuff and a lot of scale stuff and intervals and what have you, but we're going to be looking at some arpeggios. So the scale that we would use for this, as we've discussed before, is the A natural minor scale, or Aeolian mode if you're a mode dude. Now, the general rule of thumb is you can take an arpeggio from every note of the scale. All right, but what we're going to do is we're just going to stick with the kind of the winners. And so that means the first one is going to be an A minor triad. So that's going to be off the root of C major triad. Okay, we're going to take an E minor triad and a G major triad. And we're going to extend those as well. Now, what can happen a lot of times with this is arpeggios are sometimes always only thought of, you know, oops. We tend to think of arpeggios, these sweeping things, are always fast, but there's a lot you can do with them, and one of the things I like to do, let's just start with the A minor one. Typical sort of Steve Lukather type use of this would be to play this in what we call, this is an inversion, okay? So that's the first inversion, that would be the second version, and that would be the third inversion starting on the E. And you're probably hearing the intro to The Godfather there, or Godfather 2. Evening, Geese. Did you get it sorted out? Spoke to Julia this morning. Said she was definitely going to do it today. Hopefully, that is what happened. But that is what she said. So apparently they asked her some other ridiculous malarkeys, but it was sorted out. So let me know here or on. You get a simple yes would be fine. Anyway, so you get that kind of Godfather thing. Now what you're noticing there, to add a bit of expression to the arpeggio, I'm actually bending the second up to the minor third. Okay, you can do that here. And it starts off a nice phrase, okay? So another way of doing that is, say for example, this would be the root position triad, root third, fifth. And we can bend up to that fifth. That's obviously the same as that. And if we wanted to do a first inversion triad, we would do the C to the E, and then we could bend up to the A. Okay, so let's look at another one. So now the next one I probably would gravitate to would be a C major triad. Now what you're noticing there is I'm actually doing a C major and then bending up to the third. Oh. Now there's that C major triad. I'm actually playing off the fifth there, which would be second inversion. So there we've got our C major triad, but then what I'm doing is I'm coming down and slipping into an A minor triad. So you can already see just with those two triads, A minor, C, C, A minor. Again, root position C. Octave of the first one. Okay, oh good. Well, as I say, apologies for the wait, but that was just unfortunately the way it panned out. Apparently the banker on a skeleton crew, not like anyone else in the world who's got any problems. All right, anyway, enough of that. So let's have a little playthrough and just give you an example of some of these triads, and then we'll move on to the next one that I would probably be looking at. So I threw in a couple of more difficult ones there, but basically you can hear that's just a nice sound. That I made C major triad, A minor. And what I'm doing here is I'm playing off the root, and then I'm just bending up to the root from the G. And then that note coming in is just a passing note. I mean, with any of these triads, if you want to make it sound more jazzy, you can either slide into them, or what you can do is an enclosure where you play something. So what I did there was I goes one note below the A, then I played this B, then two above, one below. So you get this what's called an enclosure. And that's like that jazzy sound. Okay. You hear that sort of thing in jazz all the time. But basically what's inside all of that stuff is this really simple things. Okay, so the next one that I probably would be looking at is an arpeggio off the 5th, which is E in this case. Okay, so you've got this triad here, which is the root position, 7 on the A, 5 on the D and 4 on the G. Okay, and one of my favourite positions to use that is here, because then you can hit that B, which is the 5th, and you can bend up to the 5th again on the 12th fret, or you can bend up to the root, or you can use the same idea that we did on this. This F sharp is not in the scale, but we're not going to use it as a note. We're just going to use it as a device to bend up to the 3rd. So what I did there was I did a minor triad, and then an E minor triad. A minor, E minor, A minor, E minor, E minor, right? So you can see how you can kind of intersperse these together. There's an E minor triad, A minor triad, E minor triad, A minor triad, E minor, A minor, E minor, A minor. Now I'm just going to show you one other little trick, and this is something I've been working on for a while, so don't worry if you don't get it straight away. But the way I do my triads, it's not so I can do it faster, it's so that I can really nail the timing on them, right? Or that's what I try and do. So I go pick, this is going 9G, 8 on the B, 7 on the high E, and I go pick, middle finger, okay, and then down pick. So it's down pick on the G, middle finger, which I have to go up on. I guess you could go down, but I can't do that. And then down on that 5th on the 7 high E. And then what I try and do, depending on the subdivision, is I try and make different odd groupings out of that. So I'll go root, 5th, so 9 on the G to 7 on the high E. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, same for A. And I'll do the same idea here. Alright, and we'll get into this. This is a C major 7 triad, but C major 7 arpeggio, we'll get into that in a bit. Okay, so let's have a little play with that, and we'll see what this mixing this sort of E minor idea and this A minor together. Oh, no, do stop. Okay, so shush now. Okay, so that's how we get some of those triads and extended chords. Now, the next thing I would probably move on to is basically a 4-note chord. So it's not a triad anymore, triad meaning 3, but now you would have an A minor 7 arpeggio. A typical one that I would use in this type of thing would be, I mean, I love to use this little shape, this G being the minor 7, this one here. I would use my hybrid picking thing again. I would extend this E minor 7, this E minor to a minor 7, to a flat 7. And then one of my favourites would be a C major 7, okay, where we got a C chord, but we add this major 7. I'm sure you're all recognising that from the Gary Moore sound. Now what's interesting about this lick here, and I'll just go through it real quick in case you don't know it, you're pulling off from 15 to 12, and then you're playing 13, 12, 13, and then doing an upstroke back onto 12 on the high E. Now just as a little side note, the really interesting thing about this arpeggio is, like, say for example you were playing an A blue, and even if this G note was heavily featured, this G sharp, which normally in that context might sound a bit weird, because it's really functioning as an approach tone, it's not really ever, if you've heard any sort of Randy Rhoads or Richie Blackmore, it's a little bit of this. Those notes don't really count because they're just going by so quickly. Okay? As you know from the Van Halen thing. So, you haven't got to worry about this beat. In this particular case it does fit in, but it's going to lead me to my next point. So say for example you did an A minor version of this, you could use this G sharp and it wouldn't really get in the way. Also because it's harmonic minor, but that's another thing. But anyway, what I'm saying is, it's not like you're going, it's never really. And so the other thing is, when you get to a G major, right, this F sharp, which can fit as well, especially if you're going down. Same idea. So all of these arpeggios are going to fit really nicely. And we might as well go through this C major 7 one while I'm here. So basically a C major 7, a major 7th is a semitone below the root. And I basically do this, I use my hybrid picking thing again. And I might sometimes throw in this A. But it brings me to another point, that when you're looking at these 4-note chords, all right, especially in this particular case, what they normally are is 2 triads. So in other words, when you look at a C major 7 chord, what you've actually got there is C major triad and then E minor triad. If you put them both together, you get a C major 7 chord. So generally, anywhere where you see a E minor triad, you throw a C under it, you've got an inversion. Okay, of C major 7, you know, C major 9 down there, or whatever. So it's just a really interesting thing. And what I do, just to give you an idea of one of the things I do to take advantage of just the way these things are laid out, I might play this A minor triad here, then go to a C major triad, and then go to an E minor triad. That basically makes up an A minor 9 chord, but that's probably a lesson for another time. Okay, and those of you into jazz, it's really interesting because if you could, with jazz over a 7th chord, you can play major triads up the diminished arpeggio. Right, so there you've got A, C and E. Right. And sometimes you can throw those in. I mean, sometimes like Zakk Wylde will throw in these kind of like weird things like this and they sound great, you know. I might throw that in as well, but basically you've got your A minor triad, your C triad, E minor triad. Then you might finish off with a C minor triad, just come down to a regular pentatonic thing. So a quick swig of water and then we'll try a few of these arpeggios out and see if we like them. Rain down when you're breathing down. All right. So hopefully you can see that you can go from being very, very simple and expressive to really, you know, making these sound very, very interesting and just something a little bit different. And then by using this particular lick, you can see that these you know, these notes will fit in. And these are also great if you, even if you want to do kind of weird chromatic things. I'll just show you that. So you can go from this G up to this C major and then finish on an A. Guys, that's it for me for tonight. Hopefully that's given you some hopefully that's given you some ideas on how you can use triads and these arpeggios in some interesting ways, some shreddy ways, and also some very more basic ways. They're everywhere. All right, thanks a lot for joining me. And I think we've got, how many viewers? We've got four, maybe we've got 4 viewers, brilliant. And I'll speak to you all very soon. Don't forget Guitar Star Clothing. GuitarStarClothing.com will be open by the end of the week. So very, very excited about that. I'll also have a Facebook Live at 7 on Friday on Facebook. So please join me for that. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel, please. And check out GuitarStarClothing.com and let me know what you think. Drop something in the comments, anything you'd like to hear about or know about, anything about me or the clothes, you know, let me know. All right, guys, have an absolutely fabulous night. I will speak to you very soon.